Everybody. Uh Today we'll be checking out some true crime stories on YouTube. Oh man. I did this a couple of days ago and I've been waiting to do it again. Not even gonna hold you. I've been waiting to do this again. Uh Outside of gaming and watching everything else is watching so many things that I could have to do a review on. It's always just nice to just sit back and just watch some reality, even if it's drama filled or whatever the case may be. Is wild, and it's sometimes a lot of these stories are very depressing. But yeah, man, let me get the mic together. All right, there we go. That's better. So it's nice and all in my face. Hopefully y'all can hear that. But yeah, man, I had a good time today. If you didn't know, if you didn't see my last video, I just came back from a whiskey and cigar bar. Shout out to Lionsgate. Shout out to Allied Group for sending me that invite to a whiskey tasting for Shadow Force, the movie that's just coming out. And I had a good time, man. I had a really good time. So with that being said, let me go ahead and switch to this view. Oh, wrong view. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're on that view now. And let me continue to get the rest of the chats in here. Because we're watching True Crime tonight. I know it's late. It's like 12:38 a.m. my time. Uh, I was gonna be out and about, but life didn't work that way. But when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Krillin, it's definitely late. It's definitely late. But I've been out, man. Hey, go check out my last video, man. Your boy was at a whiskey and cigar bar, man. It's my first time smoking a cigar, and I thought it looked pretty damn cool. I got my Rick Ross on, bro. I got my Rick Ross on for sure. But we're gonna check out this. Let me put this over here. You just did. Shit was crazy. It was a good time, man. I had a ball. Met some local influencers. I don't really be out like that. You know what I'm saying? So to meet up with some local influencers and get more people who do what I do, that shit was tough. That shit was tough, man. It was tough. And I was gonna go see Shadow Force today, but that kind of messed up how things I was gonna do. Hey, Ellis, what's going on with your brother? I was just telling them, man. I just got back from a whiskey and cigar bar. You know what I'm saying? I got invited out there to do a whiskey tasting, and it was some good ass whiskey. I'm not gonna hold you. Thanks for the gifts, man. Let's see what we're gonna watch tonight. I know I'm gonna do true crime tonight, so I'm gonna find something pretty good. It's uh, a crazy story. I don't want to feel like I'm out here vulturing on like people's tragedy and everything, but you know, the crazier the better. The heartbreak murder that shocked the world. True crime documentary. This is how long? 25 minutes long. Oof. Yeah, man. I met some dope ass people, man. I met some dope ass people. There was some good other influencers out there. We networked. Let's see what happens after that. You know what I mean? We all just gonna go our separate ways, or we gonna make some content together. Who knows? Not that sounds a little weird saying it like that, but yeah. Characteristic. The second, what's good with you? What's going on with you? I'm just gonna call you Kathy. Melissa, what's going on with you? How y'all doing tonight? This is the heartbreaking murder that shocked the world. I wonder what this is on. Oh damn. Volume. Okay. See. That's why I need Krillin. That's why I need you, Krillin. You keep me right, bro. You keep me right. All right, let's start it over.
Today, we're stepping into a story that will both scare and break your heart. It took place on Staten Island, New York, on March 30th, 2019. This is the case of Janine Camarata, a teacher and mum of 3
I'm doing
years
excellent.
who
I'm
can't
doing
be
excellent.
found.
Thank you for asking.
Her 3 kids are the most important things in her life. The first graders at public school 29 love her, and she works at Dollar Tree to pay the bills. It's just after 8 p.m. on a Saturday, and she and her boyfriend Aaron
Why is his
Suchecki
face like
are
that? Did
coming
they
home
draw
from
that?
shopping. They went to Target
This is the heartbreaking murder that shocked the world.
to pick up some random things. Nothing important, just everyday things. Aaron lives in New Brighton. She drops him off and tells him she's going to Queens to see her 2 youngest children. Her white 2017 Chevy Cruze pulls away and the headlights shine through the dark. That's it. Anyone who sees her breathe for the last time. After hours, she doesn't call, text, or show up in her car. She doesn't show up to public school 29 in Castleton Corners on Monday, April 1st. Linda Manfredi,
This is
her
obvious
principal,
AI doing
knows
the
something is
narration.
wrong. People can count on Janine. If she's going to be late, she'll call. She doesn't. Aaron is also worried. She hasn't talked to him since Saturday. By noon, police have heard that Janine has gone missing. The police are on the scene right away. Where is her car? Did she get to Queens? There are more and more questions every hour. Janine taught kids to read during the day, stocked shelves at night, and fought for her own kids in the middle. She went out into the dark that Saturday with hope, but something or someone put it out. Janine Camarata was only 4 feet 11 inches, but her spirit was huge. Chris Ross, her sister, said she was the family glue because she was always there to laugh or lend a hand. She found her calling as a teacher in 2005. She got a job with the Department of Education and ended up working at Staten Island's Public School 29. She was proud of her first graders. She would spend hours making lessons fun, and the kids would smile and hug her back. As a teacher wasn't enough to pay
Melissa,
the
what you
bills,
got?
she worked extra hours at a Dollar Tree in Grant City.
No disrespect to this woman's story and everything. It's just the AI is throwing me off a little bit. Yeah, Melissa, what you got? Because I read a... But she was doing tax evasion. That's what she was doing? It's just the AI voice, man. It's just, I don't know. I ready to watch, like, Court Cam or something. Starved. Let's go to Court Cam until we get Melissa's recommendations. Court Cam. I fuck Court Cam. Real heavy. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Oh, I done watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I already watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I'm doing true crime tonight, though. We doing true crime tonight. I know exactly what Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is. Did they have new episodes come out?
One record 03CR0288, Commonwealth versus Percy Allen Phillips.
Next, we head to Jefferson County Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky.
Jay Lambert on behalf of Mr.
Raising
Phillips,
Canaan.
Your Honor. He's present and seated next to me.
A hearing is underway to determine if 45-year-old Percy Phillips is...
I just never got into the whole Power universe. From Power, Book of Ghosts, none of that. I just never got into it. I see the clips and everything, but it's just, I could never stick with it.
competent to stand trial. Phillips is accused of retaliating against a witness inside the courtroom during a previous trial.
And it would be our position that Mr. Phillips is presently incompetent to stand trial. If we end up in trial, there is no way I can competently even frame a defense.
What's going on with you, girl?
I have asked Mr. Phillips, what do you want me to say or do at your trial? And he won't tell me. He literally, for years, has not said a word.
Before turning things over to the prosecution, Phillips' lawyer issues a warning.
Mr. Phillips has shared that he doesn't know exactly what he'll do in certain situations in the courtroom. He thinks he just may explode.
Now it's over to the prosecution.
Your Honor, it's interesting to remember that the conclusion of the case, when the defendant was unhappy with the verdict and unhappy with the sentence, he threatened the police officer who testified against him.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, they tased him. mean, he did explode.
16 to 239. I had to stun Percy Phillips. You want to come on up?
Remember that just moments earlier, Phillips' attorney seemingly predicted what was about to
TJ, what's
happen.
going on with your brother? He damn so did.
He thinks he just may explode.
After sitting for more than 20 minutes without showing a single emotion, Phillips erupts and heads towards the prosecutor's
He said, don't you be lying on me, bro. I ain't saying no shit like that.
table. Phillips is first grabbed by this deputy. What you can't hear on the tape is another deputy in the corner of the courtroom yelling the word taser. This is a signal for the other officer to move out of the way.
That old man he knew what the fuck to do. Damn.
Waiting for emergency personnel to arrive, the judge looks around her disheveled courtroom in disbelief.
Percy Phillips, he's laying on the ground.
Percy Phillips is later deemed incompetent, and the indictment is dismissed. This is not the last time Phillips will see the inside of a Kentucky courtroom. While incarcerated, he's brought up on murder charges after his fingerprints link him to a 2-decade-old homicide.
Oh, damn. He's still incompetent. He's still listed as
Next, we're in
incompetent.
Harlan, Kentucky, for the sentencing hearing of 59-year-old Cletus Robbins Jr. Following a 3-day trial, Robbins was convicted
I
on
didn't
a
see that. What's
litany
going on
of
there?
shockingly violent charges.
The defendant
And Melissa, I think I watched
guilty
all the way up
of
until they
kidnapping
flipped
and
the
serious,
script.
with serious physical
Don't
injury,
hurt me, I'm scared.
to robbery in the first degree, assault in the second degree, unlawful imprisonment, wanton endangerment first degree, and being a persistent felony offender first degree.
As Judge Kent Hendrickson
damn.
proceeds with Robbins' laundry list of crimes, the prosecution interjects after Robbins repeatedly turns around and glares at them.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would request that the court give notice of the defendant not to communicate with the Commonwealth.
I
In the
believe that.
courtroom, defendants
Shit
are
shocks your
often
heart.
prohibited from communicating verbally or non-verbally with anyone except their own attorney. Problem is, Robbins isn't exactly a rule follower.
Don't go, hey, now none of that. Hey, none of that. Now just calm down.
Yeah. You calm down.
You take it easy.
I don't. For Don't Hold Me, I'm Scared, I don't know exactly how many episodes it was. All I remember is I watched all the way up until the red guy started pulling the plug and everything. And I know that there was a new episode after that. And then from there, I kind of just went blank on it. So that's why I asked you if there was new episodes.
Over there on that side, please. Settle down, please.
Fucking geriatric court here.
Geriatrics. Fucking
Listen, buddy, I'm too old for this.
Hey, I'm too old for this too.
With tensions later calmed, Robbins stands in silence as Judge Hendrickson hands down a heavy sentence.
He shall be confined to the state penitentiary for a maximum of 25 years. And that concludes this matter before the court. Thank you.
The sentencing may conclude things for the court, but not for Robbins.
Oh, you spit on him.
That is the sound of Cletus Robbins spitting at one of the prosecuting attorneys.
That's so funny. That's so disgusting. I'll be going to jail if motherfuckers spit on me. I'll tell you that
Before
right
he's
now.
called out of the courtroom,
Ain't no goddamn way.
Robbins makes a final threat.
The court has that on record. We know that that was a threat, and we will be saving that record for possible criminal charges.
No additional charges were filed against Robbins for his courtroom misconduct. His 25-year sentence stands, and a later appeal of the case was denied.
All right, I'm going to check him out. I just got to do this
Next,
true
we're in
crime
Greenup,
tonight.
Kentucky, where court is back in session after bringing in a new year.
Happy New Year to everybody. Well, same to you.
That's Judge Robert Connley.
Bro, I love
He's been on the
sentencing,
bench
man.
for more than 20 years.
I did a whole group
and
discussion on
appears
it
to
last
be
night
happy
with,
to be
on the
starting
panel.
another.
We talked for like 2 hours about that movie.
First up, a probation
Franklin went
revocation
on for
hearing.
another hour.
Michael Ferner.
The defendant, Michael Ferner, owes more than $9,000 in overdue child support to his ex-wife.
It's
And
on my YouTube.
According to his
It's-
ex-wife's
it's,
lawyer,
it's on my
he's
live.
failed to follow his court-ordered payment program.
But yeah, we had a good time, man. There was a couple people in there
Just
contributing to the conversation.
didn't pay anything in the whole year.
Nothing in 2019. It has been a rough year. I mean, I had 3 boys at home. My wife works full time. We didn't have a babysitter.
After hearing the defendant's explanation, it's possible Judge Connley could give him a break to start the new year.
Can I ask you a question? What kind of person has 3 kids when you can't even take care of one?
Oh, damn.
My kids are grown. They're 21 and 19.
But they're living at home.
No, they
I
don't live with
understand.
their
You just said
mom or
you had 3
anything.
kids.
I think
Yeah, I've got 3 little ones.
There's
with my
5
wife.
kids, Judge. 5 kids. It's over to the client. Judge, your order was $238 a month plus $50 toward arrearages.
Well, it changed next time I come to court.
You know what? You just need to
I need to
shut up.
watch Accused for real.
The more you talk, the more ridiculous you
This
sound.
judge rude as fuck, boy.
And just like that, the judge's New Year's cheer is out the window.
I'm sorry.
Send him to jail. Send him to jail.
Bro,
Don't talk all
hold
you want
on,
over
man.
there.
Hold
Okay?
on, man. You talk shit about this man for having kids, and then when he try to like talk back, all of a sudden now it's a problem. That's fucked up. That's
Talk all you
judge,
want over there.
bro. Authority complex,
As Michael
bro.
Kerner's taken into custody, Judge Connley issues a stern directive to everyone in the courtroom.
When I'm talking, you better be listening.
Yep, there you go.
I only talk if I'm wanting you to know something. Don't try to talk over me. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. If I'm
that?
saying anything, you better be damn listening.
That's that bait shit, boy.
20 minutes later, he calls defendant Gary Willis forward. Unfortunately for Willis, he's also here today for failing to pay child support.
Oh, facts. Facts.
I thought that I was paying it. I just missed a court date. I got caught up Thanksgiving and absolutely forgot.
What am I supposed to do? What does the victim in your case, the ones for money? I have to answer to them. They say, Judge, he doesn't pay. What are you doing about it, Judge?
He just said he paid. He just missed a court date. Now he all riled up because he's mad at the other motherfucker. He's taking it out on this dude. This dude ain't. Bro, this motherfucker need to get
Judge,
disbarred.
What are you doing? So do us both.
Man,
a
Dave, what's
favor
going on with you, girl?
and do what you're supposed to do.
That may be good advice, but it turns out Judge Connley's delivery of the message left something to be desired for the Kentucky Judicial Conduct
Good shit.
Commission.
Good shit.
Following the 2 cases, Connley received a public reprimand after an investigation into his, quote, intemperate conduct. Judge Robert Connley ultimately accepted the public reprimand, admitted his behavior was inappropriate, and issued a public apology.
I ain't want to hear that shit. You need to stop. You need to stop.
We head
you
now
need
to a
stop,
hearing
brother.
in Louisville, Kentucky. The defendant, James Roeder's been charged with burglary. His alleged partner in crime, his wife, Ashley. They're both charged with breaking into a warehouse and stealing 6 flat-screen TVs.
Hey,
At
baby,
the
we gotta
time of the
come up.
robbery,
I got a lick, baby.
Ashley was pregnant. James, who's been locked up in county jail since his arrest, has had a no-contact order with his wife, meaning they're not allowed to speak to each other before their court cases because they're co-defendants. While they've been separated, Ashley gave birth to their son.
You sure you're comfortable with this? Is this what you want to do?
I done seen her a
All right,
couple
just
times.
stay right there for just a second.
They like showing her.
The judge is addressing Ashley, who's in court with her baby for her own hearing. James Roeder, who has just left the courtroom after his hearing, is being brought back in.
I don't want you to say anything to me about your case at all. Don't say anything. Your lawyer's not present right now. But I understand that there is a chance that you're going to go back to Todd County and that your baby is a month old and you haven't met that baby yet. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Roeder, do you want to come up here? I know you have a no contact order between you and Miss Roeder that I have, that I issued, and I'm not changing that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm making a temporary exception right in front of me on the
Smell
record
milk.
so that you can meet this baby. This is your son.
6 TVs as well.
Be careful.
Judge a real one for this one.
You see his little shirt?
Yeah.
Hey, criminals need to see
It
that
could be
baby
a
too.
fair amount of time before Roeder sees his son again.
For a little bit of my time.
Everybody's son.
For a little bit of my
All
time.
right.
Thank you.
James Roeder is sentenced to 4 years for third-degree complicity burglary.
And Miss Roeder, you can stay up here because I'm going to call your case next.
Ashley Roeder's given probation and is currently taking care of the couple's 2 children.
Thank you for letting me be a part of that. If y'all aren't teared up, then you're just heartless.
Hey, what Judge said? Why you having more than one baby when you can't take care of the one you got?
Next, we head to Jefferson County Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky.
There's a reason why you don't need to see her. Y'all need to have no more kids.
Rayton Woodford.
Allegation, which it is quite serious.
This is 29-year-old Rayton Woodford.
Why you like Lil Daryl?
He's in the courtroom today for a probation revocation hearing. He'd previously been sentenced to probation for drugs and weapons charges, but violated the terms. Sitting a few feet away is Woodford's girlfriend.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be truthful?
During Woodford's hearing, a detective provides testimony.
That evening, he was charged with a handgun and narcotics.
And if you know, was Mr. Woodford at the time a convicted felon?
Yes, he was.
Once the testimony concludes, the camera, controlled by Judge Barry Willett, remains locked on the empty witness chair as the judge announces his decision.
Probation revoked in its entirety. Mr. Woodford, I'm going to send you to serve 5 years. Good luck to you. No, ma'am.
That flash across the screen was Woodford making a run for it.
No, dude.
Lock the door back there.
Got his mark. The judge got his Marvin Sapp on.
Girlfriend can be heard pleading with her boyfriend to stop.
Don't with me, please. Okay.
The record will reflect that Mr. Woodford made an unsuccessful effort to escape.
Woodford is stopped by deputies. He's brought back into the courtroom now and taken into custody.
Do not pull my hair.
Woodford's girlfriend's upset about her treatment by deputies as she was caught up in the tussle to stop Woodford from escaping.
Hey, thank you everybody that's tapping the screen and gifting, man. I really appreciate y'all.
Get off me. He pulled my hair.
Well, that's a first in 19 years on the bench.
Can we get the lights up?
She
I
did
appreciate
tackle him on the way out. Are you okay?
A short while later, Woodford's girlfriend requests permission to address the judge about what happened to her.
We're back on the record in the Woodford case, and Mr. Woodford's girlfriend would like to talk to the court.
I didn't do anything. I tried to stop him.
I noticed that.
There's no reason for him to put his hands on me.
Woodford's girlfriend's pointing to a sheriff's deputy who helped prevent Woodford's escape.
God, look at that.
And in doing so, allegedly had to pull her out of the fray.
He did not. I didn't pose any kind of threat to anybody in here. When he jumped that, I tried to stop him.
What I saw was that Mr. Woodford made an unsuccessful attempt to escape the courtroom, and he was apprehended by law enforcement.
But I understand that. I tried to stop that, but there's no reason for that man to have to pull my hair or push me.
Okay.
But you condone that, right?
I'm not condoning any. No, wait a minute. Come back up here right now.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you tell me I'm condoning anything. I just told you what I observed. You made an effort to stop him from leaving. I appreciate that. But in the thick of it, when your boyfriend is fighting with deputies, people might get pushed out of the way. Maybe it was for your own safety. He was going to hurt somebody. So don't tell me I'm condoning anything. I did not say that.
You didn't say anything. That's why she felt like that.
Anything else you'd like to say to me?
No, sir.
Thank you.
You didn't say anything about him pulling her hair.
Charged. Rayton Woodford begins serving a 5-year sentence in a Kentucky prison. He now faces an additional charge of second-degree escape.
What's that, like extra
Next,
year?
we're in Paris, Kentucky, where 30-year-old Bass Webb has been charged with 2 counts of attempted
this crazy
murder.
motherfucker. I remember this one.
This surveillance video taken outside a Kentucky jail a week earlier captured the moment when Webb, a former inmate there who served 3 months on assault charges, accelerated his car and tried to run over 2 jail employees. One man was able to get out of the way, but one man was injured after Webb's vehicle pinned him against the wall. At his first court appearance before Judge Vanessa Dixon, Webb's bad behavior continued.
Can you order side? Yeah. That be yes? Yes.
Judge Dixon then informed Webb she's recusing herself from the trial because she knew the 2 jail employees he targeted with his vehicle.
There's no way I'm going to try this case or have any further proceedings, or I have to see you for one further step. Set for the very hearing next week.
Watch again
motherfucker.
as Webb literally spit on the judge.
Hey, watch the lawyer that they show him. Look at the lawyer face. Watch the lawyer face.
Or have any further proceedings, or I have to see you for one further step. Set for the very hearing next week.
And like, I know good and goddamn well, you nasty son of a bitch. Like, I'm trying to help you. You just, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the face right there. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Yeah,
Watch
charge
again
his ass.
as Webb literally spit on the judge. But this incident is far from the last time Bass Webb will spit in the face of the law.
Charge him. Seize him.
While waiting to go to trial, he and 4 other inmates incited a riot inside the Fayette County Detention Center.
It
After
looks like
being
he's
shot
leading the
with
charge.
beanbag bullets and hit in the neck by a pepper ball,
I got some water. I already seen this
Webb
one. Y'all
whips a metal telephone box at a corrections officer.
If I were to launch this at someone 10 feet away, because this is capable of stopping that, does not mean that that is not readily capable of causing death or serious physical injury.
Webb was found guilty of 3rd-degree assault and sentenced to 15 years in prison. And for his attempt to run over the 2 jail employees, he was later found guilty of 2 counts of attempted murder and got an additional 37 years. Bass Webb was facing a total of 52 years behind bars, but more disturbing accusations were on the way. While incarcerated, he was charged with the unsolved murder of an ex-girlfriend. Facing a possible death sentence if convicted at trial, Webb pled guilty to the murder and got an additional 50 years. Now, 5 years later, Bass Webb is back in court yet again.
Look at him.
After being charged with the murder of a different girlfriend nearly a decade earlier. The cold case came back to haunt him after a jailhouse tip led to the discovery of the woman's remains. This time, as he's let in, he reveals a new sinister look that shocks those in attendance.
More than likely, he was in there bragging about all the bitches he done killed, and somebody just took a chance to get their sentence reduced, snitched him out. But he need to get snitched on. That motherfucker a demon.
A closer look at Webb's recent head tattoos reveals a demented murder hit list. It reads, "Those that must die."
I haven't
all
seen
judges,
Shadow Force yet. I'm
all
going to see it
prosecutors, all cops, the media. Below that, 3 rats have been scratched out, and many more, plus an expletive on the other side. Gruesome details emerge about how Webb choked his then-girlfriend to death and buried her body in a shallow grave.
Mr. Webb, do you want to come forward?
When the judge asks Webb to come forward, he remains seated and smiles. Finally, after more than a week in the courtroom, the judge reads the jury's verdict.
You have found the defendant guilty of the offense of intentional murder.
Bass Webb is then sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
You don't need no parole.
He's high risk, so I'm going to raise the bond to $5,000.
We're at bond court in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, I think 1,000 is reasonable given that these are felony charges. Good luck, sir.
Yeah, it wasn't a premiere. It was just a tasting for whiskey at a cigar bar. I thought it was a premiere, but I read it wrong.
Stop talking. I'm going to give you a public defender.
It was a nice event.
Michael
It was a cool ass event.
87 and 88.
So I just go see it tomorrow.
Next up is Michael Ray, who's facing 4 charges, including criminal trespassing and second-degree assault. A bond or a bail hearing is usually a quick proceeding if the defendant is cooperative. The prosecutor suggests a bail amount for Ray based on the crime and the defendant's history.
Your Honor, the county's requesting $25,000 full cash behind all charges.
Full cash, crazy.
You think that's funny?
I think that's hilarious.
We weren't done.
Ray might feel $25,000 is too high, but sarcasm won't get him a reduction, and the judge lets him know it.
All right, so bond is $50,000. No bail credit,
I didn't
danger
get
to
a chance.
community. Thinks these are funny charges. He's lucky I didn't hold him in contempt.
Ray just had his bond doubled. But as he re-enters the hallway, he has something else to say.
Hope I see you in the street.
Bring him in. I'm holding him in contempt.
Wow, he's boy.
Adding charges.
Ray's language isn't the only thing to upset the judge. According to court officials, the defendant also gave her the middle finger.
30 days to serve on contempt for flipping me off twice.
Judge calls him back, but it looks like he's gone.
If we bring him back in, he's just gonna get another 30 days for doing something else.
So they move on to the next case.
He wasn't coming back anyway.
Case number 90, Scott
He
Rayford.
wasn't coming back anyway.
When, sure enough, Ray comes back for
Oh,
more.
shit.
Oh, here he comes. Sir, I'm holding you in contempt for what you did.
What's your holding me in?
And so,
You shut up, man.
all right, you can take him back. 100 days to serve.
100 days to serve? Okay.
Yeah.
For what? Because of 2 EPOs and criminal mission case?
That's right, the judge just gave him 100 days in jail.
He's done.
Ray could just walk away without making matters even worse,
God.
but he goes a different route.
See you outside of the street, but I'm gonna smack you.
I think we need to.
Yeah.
Can we bring him back?
He's got to be charged. Yes.
Wow.
What started out as 4 serious charges has grown into a grand total of 10, all in the span of approximately 3 minutes.
I peeked my head around. I said, don't.
He's got the attitude of a fucking
No, I
teenager,
figure that's just a
man.
lesson on what not to do. So you all are good.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't
Let's head
care.
to Jefferson Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky.
What Dope said last time? He like men. There's nothing wrong with that, but
This
he
is
obviously on the
36-year-old
down low.
Adam Satterly. Satterly's in court today on a bond hearing related to drug charges. He's appearing before Circuit Judge Olu Stevens, heard off camera.
Your objection is notice overruled. Motion's granted.
Satterly's attorney warns his client to stay calm after hearing the bad news.
Taken into custody. Your bond's
Judge Stevens has revoked Satterly's bond, meaning Satterly will return to custody.
Seems to get it. Thanks.
Punk ass what?
That yell
Punk
you
ass
just
what?
heard was Satterly.
Seems to get it. Thanks.
Yeah, get his ass whooped. Beat his ass.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now the new year starts.
That's all the cases that I have.
I'm pretty sure you said the
The
hard
judge
R.
seems to be moving on with the day, but then
Miss Alvey, before you go, I mean, Sheriff, right? Can you indulge me one second?
Yes, sir, of course.
Can you knock on the door and tell the sheriff to bring Mr.
Judge Olu said he got time today.
Bring him back.
He said he got time today.
You just tell the sheriff to bring him back. Oh, perhaps you still have Satterly?
I do.
You bring him back.
Bring him back out?
I apologize. Just give me 1 minute. It won't even take that.
the judge has some
won't even take
unfinished
that.
business with Satterly.
Is there something that you wish to say to me?
No, it's my brother.
Oh, was that to your brother? Because
Yes,
I
sir.
heard you say a racial epithet.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, you didn't mean it like
No.
that? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to hold you in contempt of court for having said that. And you don't speak those words in here.
Yes,
and
sir.
that word particularly,
Yes,
you
sir.
don't use that word. I'm going to give you 60 days for having used that word. Hold you in contempt
30
right
for
now
each
for
time.
having done it in this courtroom. It's disrespectful. Don't ever do it again. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Ms. Ellie. Appreciate it.
Satterly's hit with an additional 60 days for contempt of court. Following the incident, Judge Stevens offered Satterly an opportunity. If Satterly apologizes for using a racial slur, he would reduce the additional sentence to just a day. Satterly took the judge up on his offer.
Yes, sir. I apologize. It wasn't intended for you. I was mad at my brother, is all it was.
Well, you can have a seat. I'll say this, that what you said was a racial epithet that I don't know how it could be directed at your brother, but at any rate, I accept your apology.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He didn't really apologize then.
Next, we go to a pretrial hearing in Louisville, Kentucky. The defendants are Mario and Jose Guzman, who are out on bond in connection with drug charges. Sitting behind the defense table is Mario's wife, Samantha Ayala. Today, the Commonwealth is asking to increase Mario's bond because of new charges, including second-degree burglary, tampering with evidence, and possession of marijuana. According to the prosecution, these offenses are a violation of his bond agreement. Hearing the motion is Judge Mary Shaw.
Your Honor, in your order, it specifically says no further violations of the law. He picked up new charges. He violated the law.
But the defense is arguing the bond should not be raised because the burglary charge is thin since the victim skipped town.
They don't have the victim because he left town because he's a drug dealer.
The Commonwealth is asking to raise Guzman's bond from $500 to $15,000, which the defense argues is too high.
I mean, we might as well say $100,000 full cash, Judge. It's an amount that Mr. Guzman can't post. That's not the purpose of bond. The purpose of bond is to make sure that someone comes to court.
After several minutes disputing prior testimony, the judge is ready to announce her decision.
I agree. New charges obviously have been picked up. Current bond is not appropriate. It will be $5,000 full cash.
If Guzman can't come up with the new amount, he'll be sent to jail as he awaits trial. A bailiff is ready to take Guzman away, but he has other ideas.
They don't be thinking when they run, bro. They do not think. They do not be thinking.
Let's take another look.
It's pretty
Guzman
impressive
makes a
that
desperate
he
break for the
was
door.
able to get over every fucking seat.
Jose Guzman begs the judge for help.
He's okay. He's okay.
After the deputy deploys his taser, Guzman's wife, Samantha, becomes inconsolable. Court officers wrestle Mario to the ground as Jose shouts instructions.
Sorry, man. I'm choking. Shut up! No. No, my baby's sick.
Samantha is so distraught, officers place her in handcuffs. Deputies finally remove Guzman from the courtroom. A few of the officers suffer minor injuries, and Guzman is hit with additional charges, 3 counts of attempted assault and criminal mischief. And his bond is increased another $2,500 for a total of $7,500.
He wasn't able to pay the first $5,000. Why snap
We're in
him for
Lexington, Kentucky,
$2,500?
and the sentencing of Trey Alexander
What the hell's
Relford.
going on?
He's pled guilty to the 2015 murder and robbery of Salahuddin Jitmood, a 22-year-old who'd been delivering pizzas.
Wow.
Jitmood was making his final delivery of the night when Relford and 2 accomplices lured him into their apartment complex, then robbed and stabbed him to death.
Why?
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Just lie, man.
Before Relford receives his sentence, the victim's father, Sombat Jitmood, a school principal and devout Muslim, speaks directly to the man who murdered his son.
We need more mentorship.
Trey Alexander Relford.
Real leaders in the community.
I feel so.
This is just stupid.
So sad for you that you have to be in this situation. I wish I could help you, as I help my son to be a good citizen. If Salahuddin were to be here, if he alive, he would forgive you. That's the way he was. That's the way he is. I'm not angry at you for being part of hurting my son. I'm angry.
This is This is like when your parents tell you, I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed in you.
Who misguiding you and misleading you to do such a horrible crime. No, I don't blame you. I'm not angry at you at all. I want you to know that. I forgive you on behalf of Salahuddin and his mother.
The music is diabolical. Yeah, the strength, man.
Before Judge Kimberly Bennell delivered her sentence, there was still one person left to speak.
It looked like, at least seemed like the other dude from the other night, who was laughing and smiling and rubbing his hands together.
I'm sorry about what happened that day. But I do applaud you, because it takes a powerful man to know that somebody has hurt them and do what you, get up there and say what you just said. I have a child. She is 4.
You're probably never gonna see her again outside
I
of the
can't
walls.
imagine the hurt, the pain from what you heard.
Let me shut up. This is just being led the wrong way, doing a terrible crime, and then now you got to deal with this type of heavy heartbreak, man. Woo.
And now it's time for the judge to announce
It almost
her
got me.
sentence.
It almost got me.
Mr. Relford.
It almost got me.
An incredibly horrible event happened that has changed the lives of 2 families forever. Nothing can fix it. I am going to accept the Commonwealth's recommendation. Murder, 25 years. And I truly wish for you the very best. Thank you.
Oh no, not crying that word. I apologize.
Trey Relford received 25 years for murder and an additional 6 years for robbery.
31 years. He get out in 2035. How old was he?
To death. Pizzas.
Hold on.
Alexander Relford. He's pled guilty to... We're in Lexington, Kentucky, and the sentencing of Trey Alexander Relford. He's pled guilty to the 2015 murder and robbery of Salahuddin Jitmood, a 22-year-old who...
I think he's young though, but still, like the fact that he knew he was remorseful for what he did. There's some hope for him though. God damn. Okay. Whew, shit. I want to see some funny shit now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's see court cam top 8 moments.
First up, we go to Louisville, Kentucky for a probable cause hearing.
If we see one we already seen before, we'll skip it.
26-year-old Cody Jones has been charged with attempted murder. 10 days earlier, Jones was staying at his father's house along with another man, 49-year-old Scotty Bruce, who was asleep on the couch. According to police, Jones was upset with Scotty because he'd allegedly stolen Jones's blanket. Jones grabbed a kitchen knife and attacked Scotty.
A blanket, my boy?
Several times in the back and neck. When police arrived, Jones had barricaded himself in one of the bedrooms. Officers eventually convinced him to surrender, and he was arrested. Scotty was taken to a nearby hospital with non-fatal injuries.
Okay.
Jones
almost getting killed over a blanket is insane.
Bond. Today, he appears before Judge William Ryan to learn if his case will go to trial. He's represented by attorney Cameron McCoy.
Probable number 18, Cody Jones.
Goddamn Lionel.
In addition to
goddamn Lionel.
Murder, prosecutor Becky
Lionel going after Charlie Brown and answering that
blanket. First-degree assault to the charges. She calls Officer Adam Metzler to the stand.
Did the victim make any statements as to the attempt
Charlie
to
Brown story
kill?
He stated he was asleep on the couch. The suspect awoke him, saying that he had his blanket, produced a knife, and attempted to stab him. victim got up, ran to the front door. The front door was locked, and the suspect proceeded to stab him multiple times while he said he was going to kill him.
When the defense
Is he
attorney
smiling?
cross-examines Officer Metzler, Jones starts to become agitated.
And where was the room? So did the incident allegedly happen in a living room? Were there any injuries on Mr. Jones that you saw?
Not that I can recall.
As the questioning continues, Jones begins whispering comments to his attorney.
Ask the question, woman.
Oh shit.
Ask the question. I was asked. He took evidence of a white people with blood all over.
What evidence did you collect from the scene?
We collected We took photographs of the scene. We collected 3 knives, and we also collected his shirt that he was wearing.
By now, Jones is clearly upset with his attorney as he continues questioning the witness.
And then did you interview any neighbors or anybody in the community about the incident?
No.
Judge Ryan ultimately decides to grant
He
the
about to snap on his
prosecutor's
lawyer.
motion to add an assault charge to the case.
He about to snap on his lawyer.
So McCoy focuses on reducing his client's bond from $250,000 to $100,000. Jones, strangely, is against the idea.
Quarter mil fine. Quarter mil fine. I don't want to. I'm not kidding.
Let's your attorney.
I'm paying you. Don't tell me what to do.
As McCoy continues
Yeah,
to fight
him
for a
moving
lower
his hands
bond,
is making me a little
Jones
nervous.
becomes even more upset.
No, I've been told you several times. I don't fire. Give me my paperwork. I'm going to social court. You, I don't want my to post it at no 100,000. Keep it at a quarter mil.
Why?
When McCoy touches his client's hand, Jones becomes livid.
Here, but you don't tell me what to do. That's it.
He might be handcuffed to the chair. Oh shit! He headbutt the fuck out of him.
Here, but you don't tell me what
He said I
Jones
headbutt you.
delivers a headbutt to his own lawyer.
That motherfucker got problems.
Deputies quickly restrain Jones and take him to the floor.
On your belly. On your belly.
He did gave him the crispy wide. He gave him the Goku. Gave him the Goku
Jones is
special.
taken into custody. As for McCoy, he suffered no injuries from the attack.
I'm good.
That damn table almost fell over.
That was just a light scratch.
Good job, sheriffs.
In addition to the attempted murder and assault charges, Jones is now looking
know he's
at
slow.
an
He got
additional
110%
charge of
tatted on
third-degree
his chest.
assault for the courtroom headbutt. He hired a new lawyer, but is yet to enter a plea, and his case is pending.
And those stars is fucked up.
Next, a good old bond hearing in
Hold
Miami-Dade
on.
County.
Those stars look like something off of
Jones.
off of the school desk. Some stars is fucked up. If y'all can see that, it's terrible. It's terrible craftsmanship. Terrible artsmanship.
Believed it stolen from him
I don't know what I'm
at
saying
an
right now.
assisted living facility in
Did
Miami.
I tell you I've been drinking?
Sorry about that. Didn't give you a heads up.
The defendant appears remotely before Judge Beatrice Buchko.
1 second. He cannot be there when I talk to you.
From the moment the hearing begins, Rodriguez is making demands.
This guy cannot be there when I talk to you.
Oh, it was him. I thought it was the public defender.
No, I don't need him.
But things
said, "I don't
quickly
need
take
him."
a turn for the worse.
Listen to me. You don't let me out of here, I'm gonna kill you.
When Rodriguez begins to threaten the judge.
Okay.
I'm gonna take your life if you don't let me out of here.
So what has Rodriguez so worked up?
Okay? I'm done. Now let's eat breakfast. The mama's cooking.
According to news reports, Rodriguez is angry because he's missing out on the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah.
I'm gonna kill you.
The judge casually brushes off Rodriguez's threats.
The bailiff was like, what?
Attempted murder, first degree. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender, seeing as that he doesn't appear to be in a condition to respond.
What do you want?
Appropriately.
What's your pleasure? What do you want from me?
The judge gives
He said,
Rodriguez
"What's
a
your
stern
pleasure?"
look, but keeps her cool.
If you don't let me out of here, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. Thank you, corrections. Probable cause, no bond. Appoint the public defender.
Without missing a beat, the judge orders Rodriguez held without bond. So that means
he say he a Jew.
misses out
He's
on
trying.
apples and honey.
He's trying to get off like he thought that was gonna. He's trying to talk like he's Italian too. I don't understand it. He's trying to sound like he's from Sicily.
Kentucky for a pretrial hearing in the case of 19-year-old Keiante Hunter.
That
2
name
years
sounds
earlier,
familiar.
Hunter was accused of entering the home of 21-year-old Jesse Williams and shooting him and his girlfriend, Shardedrick Cooper, while they slept. Jesse died of a gunshot wound to the chest. Shardedrick was hit in the leg and survived. The couple were acquaintances of Hunter's, but the motive was unclear. Hunter was arrested and charged with murder, attempted murder, first-degree assault, and tampering with physical evidence.
Did he want to be with her or something?
Today, the court is hearing testimony and arguments about a motion filed by Hunter's public defender, Josh Roberts, to suppress a statement Hunter gave to police after the shooting.
Keiante, who was a juvenile at the time, the case law does support, and just our own common sense knows that juveniles have a lowered
he got that Vegeta hair,
understanding, a lower intelligence when it comes to legal rights and things of that nature.
Hunter seems to take umbrage at Roberts' comments.
I would argue that given his situation as a juvenile, that the Commonwealth has not met their burden showing that that was an intelligent and voluntary waiver.
We'll get you a written order once I've reviewed the statement in its entirety.
Go ahead, Ms. Rowe.
Mr. Hunter, hold on.
Hunter's been sitting quietly for 35 minutes,
but
decides he's got something to say.
I can't do this. Get dude.
You need to sit down.
I won't do it off my
Sit
case.
down.
I'm all that. It's conflict of interest between me and the man. I wanna file a verbal motion.
Oh. There's ways to do things, young man. What's going on?
I won't do it off my case.
An officer gets Hunter back in his seat.
All that.
But when he drops the F-bomb in open court, the deputies decide it's time for him to leave. That's when Hunter leans in and spits in his attorney's face. Then swings his handcuffed arms at him. The deputies pull Hunter away just in time and wrestle him to the floor. As he's led out of the courtroom, Hunter leaves Roberts with a threat.
What's up? I'm coming to my next court date, dog. Spit in your face. I'm gonna break your teeth.
You okay, Mr. Roberts?
I am, Judge.
I want to know, he said it was a conflict of interest, so...
Despite the outburst, the motion was actually successful. Part of Hunter's statement was suppressed, and he was assigned a new public defender. But eventually, he was convicted of murder, first-degree assault, and tampering with physical evidence. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Next, we're at St. Joseph District Court in Centerville, Michigan, where 30-year-old Brad Johnson's been charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree and sexual assault.
Got a pervert, huh?
Johnson scheduled for an upcoming competency hearing, but today Judge Jeffrey
I'm trying to tell you.
checks in with attorneys.
Is that a ponytail? Is that a pony? Sorry, let it go.
Of the hearing. So far, Johnson has not been cooperative with the court, and 2 weeks earlier, the judge sentenced him to 30 days for contempt. Today is not off to a good start.
It can't be 30. He can't be 30.
Waiting for him. I would respectfully request his presence.
Mason, thank you for the follow. Appreciate
a sergeant
that.
from the sheriff's office brings
Emily, I just noticed that was you. What's going on with you, girl?
Here we go. Mr. Johnson, can you hear me?
He can hear you.
All right, Mr. Johnson, so far you've been particularly uncooperative about appearing when you're supposed to be. We need to move this case forward. Your lawyer, Mr. George, is here.
Okay?
Are you willing to speak to him?
Technically, George is not my attorney.
All right. Mr. Johnson, would you have a seat in the chair?
No.
Mr. Johnson? You can't avoid this case by simply saying, I don't want to participate. I'll continue to find you in contempt.
Oh, he left.
Johnson has just left the room.
He just walked out.
I just got
At
over a
some
sinus
point,
infection.
I'm going to ask that he be put in a restraint chair and have his skinny ass dragged back in that room. Sergeant Hasbrook.
After a few minutes, Johnson returns.
He's right there. All right, Mr. Johnson, have a seat.
The defendant does what he's told. Sort of.
Mr. Johnson, you need to be in the picture, or I'm going to have them put you in the
Such a
restraint
child,
chair
man.
and wheel you in there so you and I can speak.
Finally, Johnson slides over and appears partially on camera.
Talk about passive aggressive.
Need that. What's going on with you, Ms. Riley?
Johnson, you told me several times that you have your own lawyer, who's your father or stepfather or somebody. Do you have someone who is going to appear to represent you on your own behalf?
As Johnson remains silent, the judge announces
Nah,
next
Krillin,
steps
that's
for
not
the
30.
case.
That's MILF.
We're going to have a hearing next week. You're charged with very serious sexual assault crimes, and you're not going to avoid them by just putting your hands over your ears. Well,
he left
that was
again.
not very successful.
A week later, despite more shenanigans at his competency hearing,
Mr. Johnson,
that's what he's trying to
so
do.
you and I can talk.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get off on incompetence.
Johnson was ruled competent to stand trial. Judge Middleton denied the motion to withdraw public defender Timothy George as Johnson's legal counsel. His case is pending.
Yeah, damn sure didn't work.
Next, we go to White Cloud, Michigan for a hearing. 57-year-old Roy Snell has been charged with felony murder and felony firearms possession. 38 years ago, 25-year-old Richard Atwood went missing. He was last seen driving his 1975 Trans Am with a then 18-year-old Snell, an acquaintance, along for the ride. Police found Richard's car 2 months later, but they never found Richard. They questioned Snell, who denied any involvement in Richard's disappearance. Without any evidence against Snell or a body, the case went cold. But 33 years after Richard's disappearance, advanced technology helped investigators ID Richard's DNA in the trunk of the Trans Am.
That's some wild shit to see.
A witness also
They
came
probably
forward
was like
claiming
screaming the
Snell
whole
admitted
time.
to killing Richard and stuffing his body in the trunk of the car.
Sorry
before
you had to go
disposing
through
of
that.
it. Police now believe his motive was robbery. Snell was
I missed
arrested
that last
and
part.
pled not guilty.
I missed that last part.
He helped investigators Snell, who denied any involvement in Richard's disappearance. Without any evidence against Snell or a body, the case went cold. But 33 years after Richard's disappearance, advanced technology helped investigators ID Richard's DNA in the trunk of the Trans Am. A witness also came forward claiming Snell admitted to killing Richard and stuffing his body in the trunk of the car before disposing of it. Police now believe his motive was robbery. Snell was arrested and pled not guilty.
We'll go on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Roy Snell.
Today, Snell appears remotely from the Newaygo County Jail before Judge Melissa Dykeman. He's asking that his lawyer, Stephanie Korndike...
Y'all remember that show Cold Case? Where they used to show, they'll go through cold cases and they'll have the young actors playing the people in the past, and they had the old actors, and they be going back and forth with the flashbacks. No relevance. I just want to say I love that show. It just reminded me of that.
...be removed from the case. This is not the first attorney Snell has tried to fire.
Damn, that's
Mr.
crazy.
Snell, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ms. Korndike, it's your motion. Why don't you go ahead and tell the court what you're asking for?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking to be allowed to withdraw from this case as there has been a breakdown between myself and Mr. Snell. I did attempt to contact Mr. Snell. We had a bit of an argument on the telephone and he did hang up on me. from that interaction, is my understanding that he probably does not want me to continue on his case. I am prepared to go to trial. However, the relationship is broken to a point where there's no communication.
Thank you, Ms. Cornick. From the people, a response?
Just because we've had so many adjournments in the past, we think it's incumbent upon the court to continue this trial to have it completed within a reasonable amount of time.
Mr. Snell, anything you want to tell me about whether or not that's true, that you don't want her to represent you?
I ain't seen the lady in 6 or 7 months. And look at what y'all gave me. Y'all gave me a public pretender. If she was a lawyer, she would have been up here fighting my case. Everything that she's saying, that's some I don't want that.
Hey, you're not going to curse. If you've got an issue, you can tell me what it
got me
is.
here. Wait a minute, I got an issue. Y'all got me here illegally. This some y'all be using this man to break.
Mr. Snell, if you continue to curse in my courtroom, I will have you removed.
Show me some respect.
Okay, please mute him for me. Mr. Snell, I'm not going to put up with you speaking over me, cursing on the record. If you're not happy, you're not happy. That's fine. You don't need to talk like that, and I'm not going to put up with it.
The judge decides to give Snell another chance and unmutes him.
Mr. Snell, now if you'd like to explain to me why you think there's been a breakdown in your relationship with Ms. Corndike, you
Wait a
can do
minute.
so.
In case you didn't hear me correctly, I'm going to say it once more. She ain't been up here in about 7 months. She ain't tried to do no work on my case.
Ms. Corndike, he's indicated you haven't been there in 7 months. Have you seen him in the last 7 months?
I have, Your Honor. In fact, I believe I went in September and I directly handed him everything that he had given me.
She lying.
Mr. Snell,
There should be a record of that.
interrupt you.
There
Don't
should be a
interrupt
record
her.
of that.
He's not willing to tell me anything about the facts and circumstances, no matter how many times I've tried.
That's a lie. That's a lie right there.
Have you been to the jail more than once?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
The jail got a record. The jail got a record.
Mr. Snell,
Check the record.
almost 4 hours.
After considering both sides, the judge is ready to make her decision.
The court is not convinced that Ms. Corndike has done anything inappropriate. She's prepared. She's a professional attorney. There seems to be a habit by Mr. Snell of purposely attempting to break down relationships with attorneys, both the previous attorney and this attorney. The court is not required to give new attorneys when and if he refuses to cooperate with his
you banned, bro.
counsel, refuses to speak to them.
You banned, bro.
This request would cause a serious disruption in already a 2-year-old case. The court's going to deny the motion to withdraw and leave the matter scheduled for trial next week, Monday.
Okay.
We're adjourned.
Thank you.
A week later, Snell went to trial with Corndike serving as his lawyer. He was found guilty on both charges. His sentence is pending. Next, we're in district court in Washtenaw County, Michigan for a virtual hearing. Judge Anna Frushauer is presiding over a busy docket today, with many attorneys and defendants logged in, waiting for their cases to be called. One of them is 44-year-old Derek Lester. 6 months earlier, on his first day at a factory job, Lester got into an altercation with a manager over his timesheet. He allegedly grabbed the manager by the throat, threw him into a pile of boxes, and then tried to punch him.
Nah,
Lester
you
was
ain't
later
banned.
arrested and charged
I'm
with
just fucking with
assault. He told police he never touched the man, that he only pointed and argued. Lester said he didn't like the manager talking down to him.
Like
Today in the virtual
talking down
courtroom, most sit patiently at home or at work, but Lester has decided to multitask while he waits.
What are you doing, sir?
He appears to be grooming himself, then having a smoke break, all while popping on and off his virtual background. But after everyone in the hearing watches Lester shower and shampoo, Judge Frushauer decides it's time to address his inappropriate courtroom behavior.
Mr. Lester, you need to put a shirt on, or you're going to be removed from the meeting.
Oh my God, this guy right here, man.
But when the judge calls his case minutes later, Lester is still shirtless.
State of Michigan versus Derek Lester.
Lester,
yes,
the
I'm
court
here,
jester.
Mr. Lester, put a shirt on.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, did he hit a blunt while he was waiting?
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mr. Lester, this is still a courtroom, so please, in the future,
Chocolate
put
City.
on an appropriate shirt for court.
I am. I'm so sorry. I just got out the shower. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was a black Amar?
The judge decides to just move on.
Sir, if you can't afford an attorney, the court can appoint one at the public's expense. Would you like the assistance of an attorney?
Yes, you can appoint.
She
me,
like she'll
sorry.
throw the book at her
Okay.
brother.
The judge calls on public defender Brian Crago, who's in the virtual courtroom for other defendants, to represent Lester for today. They go into a private breakout room to briefly discuss his case.
Yeah, you got to know wife beater
When
is
they
crazy.
return, Lester has a more appropriate shirt on, but now it's his headgear that catches the judge's attention.
Mr. Lester, you need to remove your hat. This is still a courtroom.
And apparently things did not go well in the breakout room.
Based upon our communication or lack thereof in terms of our ability to effectively communicate with one another, he's asking for 2 weeks so
What
that he
was
can
the
hire
discussion about? What was the discussion about?
He in the car.
It was pertaining to your courtroom behavior and decorum, and hit my advice.
Okay, you was disrespectful. You was disrespectful, and you was talking to me like I was your child. So therefore, that's where the problem lies. And no, you will not represent me.
Mr. Lester, you wish
Yes,
to
ma'am.
retain your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend my money. I'm gonna go and spend my money. That's what I'm gonna do.
He
I
sound
already
like
got-
those old heads that be on the basketball court.
How much more time are you requesting to find an attorney? Mr. Lester, you froze, so I don't know what your response was.
Hello.
I think we might have lost him, so I will pass this matter. Mr. Lester, can you unmute yourself?
After a few more tries, Lester has found a stable internet connection.
How much time are you requesting for this?
I think I need another 30 days realistically.
Mr. Lester, that will be your final opportunity to retain counsel. At that point, you'll have to represent yourself or you'll have to use the public defender's office because there is a victim in this case and I can't keep adjourning it indefinitely until you can retain counsel. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Kevin's iPad. Y'all see that?
Lester did
Kevin's
hire a
iPad.
private attorney to represent him at his next hearing. He remains free on bond, pending trial. Next, we go to Miami, Florida for a first appearance hearing. 38-year-old Felix Goldstein has been charged with misdemeanor battery. And after his arrest, Goldstein allegedly got into a fight in jail, picking up a second battery charge. He's pled not guilty to both charges.
I'm pretty sure they
He was
probably
initially granted bond of
jumped on him.
$1,500, but failed to post it, so he's been in the county jail since his arrest. Today, Goldstein appears before Judge
He
Carmen
looks scary
Camarata,
as hell.
who will decide if there's probable cause in his case and if the bond amount will be adjusted. Representing the state is Nessa F.
State. So it looks like in this affidavit, it states that he pushed the victim first. The defendant's in custody on a misdemeanor battery, which owner set a $1,500 bond on this case.
As the judge looks over the charge, Goldstein argues his case, not realizing his microphone is muted.
I do find probable cause, and I'll give a bond of $1,500. Anything else? No, Judge.
Because of the jailhouse incident, Judge Cabarga sets a second bond for Goldstein for an additional $1,500, increasing his bond total to $3,000. But just as the judge is ready to move on to the next case, Goldstein unmutes his microphone.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Same facility. State.
Hello? Ma'am, can you hear me now? I don't think you could hear me before.
No, I can hear you now.
I was saying, I'm Goldstein.
Yes.
I don't want
Right,
her,
right.
or anybody representing me, any lawyer at the moment. Okay. And I don't want to give in personam jurisdiction to the court. So therefore, I'd like you to dismiss the case.
Okay.
In personam jurisdiction is a legal phrase that basically means the court has jurisdiction over a defendant.
And also, I have another case that I was going to ask you to also, I don't want to give in personam jurisdiction to the court. That way, I want you to dismiss basically all the cases that I have.
All right.
And I would like immediate release also.
I don't think that's how that works.
Ma'am, you just agreed that you were going to dismiss the case.
No, I did not, sir.
The defendant seems to have his own interpretation of the judge's responses.
I want you to dismiss basically all the cases that I have.
All right. You are to stay away from. Do you understand, sir? As best as you're.
No, I don't understand. I explained to you. I know all about the whole 13th Amendment.
You are to
and
stay away from him, sir. Okay.
13th.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I
If
got another
only.
reason why the case
If
should
only.
be dismissed then. You don't have a valid charging instrument.
All right, sir. Thank you.
The case is dismissed then?
Right, the case is not dismissed, sir. I set a bond of $1,500, okay?
Okay, I got a question about my other case then.
I can't answer a question about the other case. I don't have that in
You're
front of me.
turning off my. You can't go back on your word. You already explained that you were okay with dismissing this case.
No, you misunderstood.
I can see why he
explained
get into
right away
fights.
that I don't want her representing me.
I understand that, sir. It's a first appearance. I just found probable cause on the charge that of the case that's before me today, okay? Thank
I
you.
don't understand that, ma'am. You can't go back on your word. Let's look at the charging instrument.
Sir,
But
we're
look,
finished for today, okay?
what about my other? Okay, I got a question. Listen, I got another case. Well, I would like to take care of that case. Look,
He
let's
definitely
do it fairly.
tried to.
This is ridiculous. You know, there's a lot of cruel and unusual punishment. You just
He
agreed.
try to use like
Fine, sir,
the
that case will be
court
addressed
jargon.
by a different judge, okay?
I'd
Damn,
like
the
you to
court
take care of
jargon.
it. That whole case is
In
all
a way that
crazy.
works for his
What is my
benefit,
next-
and it just that's
Sir,
not how
we
that
are
works.
done for today.
It's like those sovereign state
Thank
people.
you.
They're like I'm not an
Despite
actual
Goldstein's lack of
civilian
success at this hearing,
civilian
both
of
his
this
cases were
court.
later dismissed due to lack of evidence.
It did get dismissed. Oh shit! But
Next
not
went
because of him.
Taylor,
But it did
Michigan
get
for an
dismissed.
arraignment.
Holy shit!
47-year-old Joshua Lanto has been charged with interference with police activity, a misdemeanor. 4 weeks earlier, Lanto was filming and yelling at officers as they tried to conduct traffic stops.
People versus Lanto.
He was arrested and
They like the
charged.
diabetes man.
And today, Lanto
Diabetes.
appears virtually before Judge Joseph Slavin, presumably to enter a plea. Representing the state is David Greco. Before discussing the case,
Diabetes man.
Lanto's court-appointed attorney,
Or
James Guzman,
Colonel Sanders?
has a request of the court.
Either one. More like Colonel
I'm asking
Colonel
the court
Sanders.
right now if I could withdraw on this matter. I don't think I could adequately help Mr. Lanto in his legal arguments, and I'm just asking the court if I can withdraw.
All right. Then, Mr. Lanto, then I can appoint a different court-appointed
Yeah,
attorney.
Freemason.
I don't want anybody speaking for me. As a matter of fact, I mean, all I really want is to be left alone. So that's first and foremost.
First, let me do the arraignment part, because I need to let you know.
Or just a
what
Mason. I
exactly
don't think it's
you're
Freemason.
charged with, all right? Now, it is alleged that while in the city of Taylor, that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, which is a charge for interfering with the police authority. That is a misdemeanor punishable by 90 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. So, as to that charge, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
The question's pretty straightforward, but Lanto has other matters he'd like to discuss.
Well, first, can I just make a few clarifications?
I'm going to caution you that anything you say can and will be used against you. So
I understand. And you're stating that it's based on an interaction. So my guess is that you have no firsthand knowledge of anything that happened?
Well, I'm not stating anything. All I'm telling you is what the people of the city of Taylor have charged you with.
It seemed like you were getting a little angry. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not getting angry, sir. Nobody's trying to bamboozle you or anything like that. I just need to know if you're pleading guilty or not guilty. And if you're
Well,
not
and
answering that question, then I'll enter a plea of not guilty for you so that it preserves all of your constitutional rights and the case still moves forward.
Well, like I said, I would just prefer to be left alone and not have to come back at all. And my concern is we've got a police officer and we've got a prosecutor. Both are state actors, and they're trying to bring charges against me. And I just want to know, because you are a judge and you are another state actor, am I going to get a fair and meaningful
State
hearing?
actor is crazy.
I swore an oath to the Constitution that I put my hand on the Bible and swore to. And I'm telling you, I don't break my oath.
Okay,
So
would you agree that
implying that you're not going to get a fair hearing? That's my job, is to make sure that fairness happens, that due process happens.
Judge Slavin remains calm.
What's
Even
good
as
with you, Trey?
Lanto questions the integrity
Watch
of the
a little
court.
true crime.
if the victim is going to be the city of Taylor and it's going to be presided over by a judge that is paid by the city of Taylor, then I have serious concerns for the fairness and the meaningfulness of these proceedings.
I am a judge of the 23rd District Court of the state of Michigan. It's located in the city of Taylor, but I am not. I don't work for the city of Taylor. And right now, I can do one of two things. One, I can set this up for a pretrial, or I can just set it for jury trial or bench trial right now.
This time, instead of answering the judge's one question, Lanto offers up a proposal to end the case.
I'm willing to forego any intention of criminal charges against the prosecutor if they're willing to just dismiss this now and leave me alone.
The judge has had enough and decides to wrap things up by scheduling a settlement conference between the state and the defendant.
I would advise if there's a resolution, then there's a resolution. If there's not a resolution, then I'll ask if you want a bench trial or jury trial. All right.
Outstanding, because I'd like to talk to this prosecutor who I suspect is a criminal at this time.
He said, leave me alone.
The defendant may have finally crossed the line.
I'm about to check out that MC Crime Stories next time I do the True Crime True Crime Watch.
I will hold you in contempt. I do not run a Jerry Springer show. I do not run a Jerry Springer show where the litigants are going to use words and things and call each other names. Until you prove otherwise in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt, you are not to call any other litigant a criminal.
Lanto decides to heed Judge Slavin's warning.
Okay, I certainly appreciate you being fair.
That's what I do. That's what I always do.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
The judge went on to grant Gazicki's request and removed him from the case. As for Lanto, he's been assigned a new public defender, and his case is pending.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video. And
all right, man, that was True Crime. I'm trying to do this every Thursday, after, especially after I come back from watching a bunch of movies and everything. I'm on the hunt for some more demo games or whatever. But I want to appreciate everybody that came through, tap screen, like the screens, gifted and everything, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all some real ones, especially since it's like 2 in the morning over here. And Trey, what you mean you just waking up? You work late or something, or you just waking up at 2 in the morning all the time? But ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, every Thursday I'm gonna try to do true crime, because what I do on Thursdays is I go to the movies to catch all the weekend premieres before Friday and Saturday. And I pretty much stay in the movies all day. Watch probably like 2 or 3 movies. I couldn't do that today because I had that whiskey tasting event that I went to. I thought it was a premiere, but it was just whiskey tasting inspired by the movie Shadow Force that's out now, but it comes out this weekend. So I'm gonna go do my movies tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna see Clown in the Cornfield, Shadow Force, and Fight or Flight. I'm really excited about Fight or Flight and Shadow Force. Not that much about Clown in the Cloverfield. I just don't think it's gonna be scary. I think it's gonna be more like people who have that clown phobia. It might be scary for them, but I don't really find clowns scary at all. Like, it's not. I get the appeal of it, like why people might think they're scary, but it just like it is not scary to me at all. Killer Clowns in Space is fucking awesome, and I'm hearing they're doing a remake. Can't wait for that. But yeah, I see all 3 movies and I have a review. But every Thursday, I'm gonna do True Crime Thursdays. I'll go to the movies, chill, do my reviews, and then when I get on, I'm gonna watch True Crime all night. So make sure y'all following me, tap screen, And if you want to come in while I'm gaming throughout the rest of the week, because I do stream almost every night, I'm going to try to get back into streaming during the day. And that way I can still watch my shows and do my videos and everything. But we'll see how the schedule go. We'll see how everything go. All right, let's play it by ear for a little bit, just to test the waters. But you think people, you laughed at fly? I'm not gonna laugh at nobody phobia because I don't fuck with spiders like at all. Like I mean, I can kill a spider. Like if I see a spider, of course I kill it, but I'm not like excited to do it, you know, or wanting to do it. Like it's just they creepy as hell. The legs just so when I be playing a game and a spider come out of nowhere, I'm like, ah shit, but I kill it. But I'm not looking forward to it at all. Not at all. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that came through and tap screen, sent the gifts. Thank you to everybody that sent the gift. If you haven't followed me, make sure you hit that follow button. Check out my latest video. I did my review on the whiskey tasting and how I had a good time, and how cigars might be my. I don't know. I might be seeing me do reviews with a cigar in my mouth or something. I don't know. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. But y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy your work. Like I think Shay was in here. She was at work, and y'all just be happy. I wouldn't trigger some phobia. I'm not that cruel. Good to know. Good to know. But y'all have a good night. Y'all be easy.